I'm John Jorgensen with Long & Foster and Stanley Martin Custom Homes. In this video, I'll give you a quick overview of the lot acquisition process from financing to settlement. The steps are financing, schedule a call with us, determine overall budget, site considerations, understanding site cost, writing a contingent contract, performing a feasibility study, and finally, removing your contingency and going to settlement. The first step is financing, and most buyers will need a construction loan. A construction loan is a line of credit that you draw down on as you go through the process. The first draw typically pays for the land, and the subsequent draws pay for the construction of your new home. Once your new home is completed, the construction loan is typically converted to a permanent loan on either a fixed rate basis or whatever terms you agree with your lender. Now that you've contacted a lender and you understand exactly what your budget is, this is a great time to contact us so we can help you take the next steps. At this point, we start talking about the new home you'd like to build, as well as the other services offered by Stanley Martin Custom Homes, including the services agreement. We'll also talk about the overall transaction so you know exactly how much you should budget for a building lot as well as the construction of your new home. The next step is to determine your overall budget. During our call, we'll discuss the three components to the price of your transaction. You have the price of your new home, the price of the land or the teardown property where you'll build your new home, and the price of your site cost. You add these three numbers together, and that'll give you an idea of what you need to budget for this transaction. The next step is to think about specific site considerations that may be important to you. Before you actually start searching for a teardown, it's good to know if you want a home that faces in a certain direction or if you want a lot that will allow for a walkout basement. These are just two examples of details you may want to consider as you look for a property. The next step is site cost. Once you locate the perfect property, you want to take the time to understand what it's going to cost to develop the site. At this point in the transaction, you should know the list price of the teardown property. You should have a rough idea on what it's going to cost to build your new home, and by understanding the site costs, you can make sure everything fits within your budget. Assuming everything looks good, it's time to take the next step, which is to get the property under contract with a study period. Buyers will typically ask the seller for a 30-day study period so you have time to do your due diligence. Once you and the seller have agreed on a price and the terms, then you can get to the next step, which is actually performing the feasibility study. A feasibility study means different things to different buyers. Some buyers will have property that are on well and septic and will need to check that soils perk and allow for a new well. Other buyers will need to confirm their homes will fit within the building envelope and will also comply with HOA and other government regulations. During your feasibility study, the team over at Stanley Martin Custom Homes will work very closely with you to ensure none of the details are missed. As soon as you've completed your feasibility study and you are completely comfortable with the location, the lot, the new house that you will build, and the financing, it's time to remove the contingency on the property and move forward to settlement. So that was a quick overview of the lot acquisition process from financing to settlement. For more details on each of these steps, check out the other videos on this site. As you can tell by the steps outlined in this video, there are many moving parts to a build on your lot transaction.